All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you guys have had I hope your weekend was better than mine. Oh, my God. Oh, what a bad sports weekend for me. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding, man. Cardinals eliminated from the playoffs. Rams lose because they're bad to the Cowboys. I get to hear all about that from everybody in the world that's a Cowboy fan. And obviously what happened on Saturday wasn't pretty. And then both my fantasy football teams lose. What a shitty weekend. Not even gonna lie. 3, 2, 1. Yo, there we go. All right. Just got back from practice. Well, okay, that's kind of a fib. I immediately leaving practice, I went and picked up a couple cigars. These are Southern Draw. They're really good. Highly recommend if you're into smoking cigars. Shout out, of course, to Open Door Cigar, located in Fayetteville, right across the road from Fiesta Square. They are not a sponsor, but I want to support local businesses as much as I can. All right. We're going to discuss just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about recruiting. Arkansas obviously had a decommitment. That's something we're going to talk about. We're going to get into that discussion. And, we're not, look, it's depending on how you look at it, could be a potential big loss for the 2024 class. But then you have to look at 2023, the class that's going to be coming in next. What's going on there, right? Right? It's not all bad. All right, do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you slap that like button around. Give it a stone cold Steve Austin. Give it the stone cold stunner. Do a little Steve Austin, little oh hell yeah on that like button and share and all that wonderful stuff. If you want to become a Patreon member and you want your bumper sticker, you need to sign up. I don't think I have a mod in chat to share with you guys the links, but they're there. Gary Davis. Well, hold on. Let's go down the list here. Josh Garsh is time here first. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? Gary, yo, how's it going? What's up, Montario Knight? How you doing? You guys, this is what I want you to do. Looking at Arkansas this year, before we get into the recruiting stuff, and look, I get it. A lot of people are done. They've already moved on. The ficklest of fickle fans have moved on. They're done. They're ready for basketball. I've seen that comment everywhere on Twitter, Facebook, every Facebook group known to man that's a Razorback page, Discord, on the Tuss Talk with Ty. Like, it's everywhere. I'm ready for basketball. It's the most – see, I've never been in that mindset. Even when Arkansas's bad, I've probably said that before, but didn't really mean it. And I'm hoping that's a lot of what I've read around social media. I didn't really mean it. Even if the season looked bad, now it's like, during the couple of Houston Nutt years when things were really bad, 04, 05, D-Mac's freshman year, crazy how bad that team was. Should have been a lot better considering that backfield and some of the talent they had. Not a lot, but they had a little bit. And should have won more games. I think that team was just, I don't know. I know they dealt with some injuries and stuff as the year went on, but my gosh, should have been a lot better than they were. And no, that's not just because of Darren McFadden his freshman year, but like they had some pieces there. They should have been a lot better. Peyton Hillis, Darius Howard, London Crawford. I mean, dude, they had some pieces there to win some games. Should have gone bowling, but that was an underachieving year. And you also, not long before that, if I remember correctly, they got hit with a recruiting violation. So it really hit them pretty hard in the recruiting. In the recruiting cannolis is where it hit them. All right, this is what I want you to do. We're 6 games in. Arkansas won the first 3. Cincinnati, who's ranked once again, I'm telling you, the most overrated ranked team there is. I don't think they have any business being in the top 25. I've watched them a little bit since Arkansas. I just don't think they're that great. Are they a solid team? Sure. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Their schedule, the talent on their roster is above their schedule, far above their schedule. They should win out. Really, they should. But you beat South Carolina, right? So Cincinnati 31-24, South Carolina 44-30, Missouri State 38-27. Now you've lost 3 straight. I want you to give me the record of these final 6 games at BYU. At BYU, right? On Saturday. That's at Auburn, coming out of a bye week. Liberty, LSU, Ole Miss, all at home, and then at Missouri. And from what I've been told from other members of media, is the worst campus of the SEC. Just not deserving of being an SEC campus. Now, that could be some bias. I don't know. But I've had other members of media tell me this. There's a couple of Mizzou grads in that media room, by the way. Christina Long, Jeff Long's daughter. She's a sweetheart. I like her. She's cool. She's a Mizzou grad, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I ought to get her take on the campus compared to Fayetteville. But those are your final 6. Tell me what they do. Tell me what your thoughts are. Okay? Let's start off with recruiting. The plan is, you guys know how often I say this. I always say it's not going to be long. I can't go long. I really can't. Like, I got to go finish dinner. Got to get stuff ready for the rest of the week. I will never move on. That's because you're an awesome fan, Josh. I think Arkansas wins out, maybe loses 1. Okay, Josh is hopeful. And seeing that's some of you that are here, a lot of you probably are this way. You're still hopeful. You're not buying into this being done season. I told everyone in Discord Live on Saturday night, if you put a gun to my head Saturday night, I felt like Arkansas was probably, well, we'll get to that in a second. Hang on. Let's get to this recruiting news really quick. Class of 2024 suffered its only commitment of that class. Am I wrong on that? I felt like they had another commit. I thought they had one other commit in 2024. Maybe I'm just crazy. But they lost Braylon Russell out of Benton. Now, this is a kid that wanted to go play alongside, wanted to play elsewhere. He ended up at Benton. Of course, Benton is Benton, but they're you're talking about a nationally ranked top 300 prospect, top 20 at his position for the class of 2024. A lot of noise that Tennessee's involved. Ole Miss is involved. He's going to follow the quarterback, White. He's going to follow him wherever he goes. There's a lot of that going around. I'm going to be honest. I just have not talked to anybody. I think someone quoted Otis as saying that he knew that he wasn't a real solid commit. I haven't talked to Otis. I plan on talking to him maybe tonight. I might fire him a text and just ask him what he knows about Braylon Russell, what he's able to tell me anyways. 6'1", 225. Again, this is it's nothing new, Arkansas losing these running backs out of the state, these 4-star running backs. You can go all the way back to Michael Dyer, Alti Tenpenny, and now you got Braylon Russell. You had, the dude that I've talked about him before. He went on to Memphis, and he was an NFL star running back. God, his name's slipping my mind. But it's nothing new. This state has produced some pretty solid running backs, clearly, right? Peyton Hillis, Darren McFadden. The list just kind of, you could continue for a while. There's a lot of good backs that come out of this state. And that's and they've never had a problem signing good running backs. If no coach, that's the expectation is they're going to sign solid running backs. Or they're going to find them out of JUCO back when JUCO was a thing, when you actually recruited out of JUCO. Braylon Russell decommitting. Again, it's too early for me to say that it's a blow. It's too early. We're still getting through this 23 class, right? And I don't know, by the way. I don't have any updates on 23. Don't know what's going on. I'm out of the loop with recruiting. It's crazy because that's only happening because this staff completely got high school recruiting done so quickly. I was told they're still waiting on 2 spots, but now that may have changed. They may be completely done with high school recruiting. I know Vyson Ling was a guy people were talking about. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Again, it's, these things. I wanted to go live earlier today. I just did not have an opportunity. They're random when they go live. I know not everybody is available. I know I get people that message me from time to time saying, I liked it a lot better when we knew you were at 11 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Ty. I don't like this. I'm sorry, but, the schedule is what it is. Yeah, D'Angelo Williams, that's him. Really good running back for the Panthers. He's a great running back, man. I remember fans being pretty upset when he committed to Memphis. Excuse me, Memphis. All right, so we got recruiting out of the way. That's really the only big update, which is a pretty big one. Braylon Russell decommitting. Sam Pittman doesn't have a lot of decommitments. I don't know the number altogether. I don't know what that is. I know they had 2 in the 23 class. Oh, golly, someone. I think the wide receiver Evans. He decommitted. He's a 4-star. And there was a linebacker whose name is slipping my mind that committed in the 23 class. 2022, you had the Miles Rouser situation, which was not him not wanting to come here. There's some other stuff going on upstate or up north in Michigan. I still don't even know what the hell happened. Someone made a damn YouTube video about it, and then I was told later that was BS. He wasn't involved in what that video was about, but I couldn't confirm what that guy told me, so I don't know. I just know that Miles Rouser ended up not coming, so technically it's a decommit, but not really. From what I understand, he wanted to be a Razorback. I wonder where they would be had that changed. And then 2021, I think they may have had one decommit, but I don't remember. So if we keep getting blown out, he'll start piling up decommits, which is absolutely a possibility, Fishman. Absolutely a possibility. Yeah, you could lose some more. You lose some more commits. Sure. Hey, you guys, you want to get some ink done? You know you do. Why don't you head on over to Apex Tattoo Studio in Rogers? Why not? Head on down. Make an appointment. Get some ink done. Maybe you want that gross forward-facing hog done. Well, they'll make it look pretty for you because that's what Apex Tattoo Studio does. You guys make sure you wander on over. If you're in our Discord, check out their page. They have their own page with some artwork. They're located at 615 West Oak Street, Rogers, Arkansas, 72756. If you want to make an appointment, call them tonight. Well, I don't know if they're open, actually. I don't know if they're open tonight. I'm sure they are. Our tattoo parlors typically open kind of late. 479-278-2694 is their number. Again, that's 479-278-2694. Does missing on Rouser affect this program right now? Yes. Rouser was a hell of a safety. I mean, a hell of a safety. That was a blow is what that was. That was rough. Make sure you guys like the video, please. I'd appreciate it. We got 11 likes. Would be awesome if you guys liked, and if you have any questions or comments, fire away in the comment section. On paper, they should win out without much problem, says Rob. Okay. I don't know about that. However, with the injuries and what seems like very, very predictable or limited play calling, I'm like, shit, I hope they went out. Yeah, so you're kind of contradicting yourself there, Rob. I don't think they're in the business of winning out easily or without much problem. If they did manage to win out, there would probably still be some adversity faced along the way. They're just not that good. They're just not. I talked about it before, and I'm staying by it. I don't think they're a very good football team. I just don't. Now, that's right now. That's today. Doesn't mean they can't fix what's going on. Doesn't mean they can't change some things, right? They absolutely can. Pass protection kind of faced its first bit of adversity this last weekend, I think. I think last weekend was – now, they've had other moments, right, where KJ's getting flushed out of the pocket. Malik got flushed out a little bit, but he could burn you with his legs, and then Cade Fortin didn't get much of a chance. Sam Pittman said that today. Sam Pittman said Cade Fortin didn't get much of an opportunity. I kind of feel like Sam was kind of sticking up for Cade Fortin there. We could talk about probably the most controversial thing right now is, well, there's a couple things. Number one, why wasn't Malik Hornsby the starter out the gate? And second of all, why did Reed Bauer? Why did they just not want to put Reed Bauer out on the field for so long? Right, as you know, when you're talking about punts, Fletcher struggled. He bragged on Fletcher today, kind of said that he didn't do anything wrong, and I'm over here like, what? Didn't do anything wrong. Like, I mean, okay, maybe off the field he's a hell of a student. I don't know, but his punts weren't it. Fortin, I do agree. I do agree that Fortin didn't get much of an opportunity out the gate. I do agree with that. He was pressured. It was hard for him to set his feet. One thing that did stand out to me watching his film, even though I just wasn't that impressed with him there, and I wasn't impressed with him through fall camp, but one thing that did stand out was he does have a pretty quick release, and he looks like he can make pretty quick reads. Did not strike me as a very solid, consistent passer. I felt that way through fall camp. Again, Otis Kirk and I have talked about this so much. We've kind of beat you guys over the head with it on Hogville Net YouTube. Like, we just weren't impressed with him. We were not impressed with him at all. And we're not trying to hate on the guy. I just don't think it was a fit. And I don't think it's a fit. And I think Hornsby should have been QB2. Now, Dudley Dawson tells us that, you know what, there's something more going on behind the scenes. It could be kind of maybe there's some maturity things going on. Dudley seems to believe that could be the case, probably was the case, and he might be on to something. I think if that were the case, for me, my thinking is then why was he playing at all? If he's got an attitude issue or maturity issue, or I had about 4 people in my DMs telling me that he's not getting along with assistants. That's all fluff. There's nothing to that. As far as I know, I don't think it's anything to do with assistants or coaches. That's all fluff. I don't think there's any truth to that. Or maybe there is. I don't know. But these, I don't want to say that all these individuals that were giving me this information are verifiably always wrong. A couple of them have given me pretty good information before, but it just may be a maturity issue with him. I don't understand, though. Like, you go back. You guys know my favorite Razorback to ever put on the pads was Matt Jones, because I just never seen anything like that. I'd never seen anybody like Matt Jones. This tall, lumbering, 6'6". At the time, he looked like he was about 190 pounds. But I'd never seen anyone take a game over and then do it with that level of athleticism. Guess what? He was atrocious in practice. That's something we heard about all the time. They were talking about it on the radio. They were talking about it in the paper. It was asked. Houston Nutt was asked about it. He was not good in practice. He struggled. It's kind of hard to showcase his particular set of skills, right? Because he's a runner, and he opens things up with his legs, and he can open up the offense with his feet. And I always had trouble with his passing mechanics, but could still deliver the ball. Maybe not well, but he could deliver the ball. He had a decent arm. Arm talent was probably mid, but you're telling, like, the staff couldn't identify some of that in Malik Hornsby? No, I know they weren't here when Matt Jones was here. I get that. But I don't know. I guess I'm just still lost at what they saw in Fortin. I'm lost in what they saw in Fletcher. It seems to me like we're halfway through the season and we're just now getting to a point where we have a better understanding of what they are. Like, they're just now coming to the conclusion, it turns out Malik Hornsby should have been QB2. You're right. You guys are right. Although they won't say that. And again, Sam Pittman's, and I fully believe that was a Sam Pittman decision. I don't know if someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know that he ever came out and said Kendall Briles wanted to go with Fortin. I think he said and his reasoning was honestly solid. His reasoning was, we're going to turn around and hand the ball off to the running backs, let them take the game over. We're going to win battles at the line of scrimmage, and then we're going to beat them on play fakes, play action, maybe a little I don't think he said anything about the RPO, but I imagine they'd splash in a little bit of RPO because it is the veer and shoot. It is Kendall's offense. Or maybe they're just going to do a little bootleg action. They're going to try and catch the defense sleeping out in the flats. They're going to try and spread the defense out by throwing the ball, and they felt like Cade Fortin gave them the best opportunity to do that, to throw the ball downfield. Hell, we saw him on 3rd down and 10 later in the game, and I'm not talking about when Malik was hurt. Later in the game, we saw them pull Malik and bring Cade Fortin back in on a 3rd down and 10. They clearly didn't have a lot of excitement in Malik Hornsby's ability to throw the ball downfield. And yet he did it. And yet it's like the RPO worked. Guys were biting and playing in on the running backs or the fake, the either, Hornsby keeping it or running it. Why? Because he took off and ran downfield when he had the ball in his hands earlier in the game on the first drive. How long of a run was that? It was like 50-something yards, right? Now all of a sudden the defense is a little shook, and then he's able to find Hazelwood wide open, right? He's able to connect with guys wide open. That's not because he ran a terrific route or because Malik Hornsby made a terrific throw. He saw him. He was wide open. The secondary bit, right? They went on the RPO. They fell for the give. The momentum and the shift of the defense is going this way, and then Malik extends the play a little bit and then finds Hazelwood wide open downfield. That's the way the offense is supposed to work. That's the way it used to work under KJ. And I hope they get back to that. KJ did practice today. We took video. I took video. It's on Twitter. You can go look at it. He practiced. He looked fine. He wasn't even – not that they ever make contact with the quarterbacks, but I'm pretty sure we've seen the quarterbacks in a green jersey, if I'm not mistaken. But he wasn't in one. I think he's going to be ready to go. As long as – I guess we'll probably know for sure by Wednesday. I'm sure Sam will tell us. So getting back to Pittman's reasoning for going with Cade Fortin, I understand that. I get it. You felt a little more comfortable with Fortin on passing downs, and you wanted to just be able to hand the ball off to your running backs and have the defense bite off the play action or whatever, and then Cade Fortin has time. No one's rushing him, hopefully, and he's able to maybe make some connections and really open up the offense. The problem is, the offensive line didn't hold up their end of the bargain. That's that's disappointing for Cade Fortin. I get it. But the offense, the dynamic of the offense completely changed when Malik Hornsby was on the field. For the first time, we actually saw him manufacture drives. You have no points without Malik Hornsby out at quarterback. In a way, although I think the defense is just that much worse and Mississippi State is that much further ahead than Mizzou was in 2020 on the offensive side of the ball, in a way that kind of felt like when KJ went to Mizzou and we saw a glimpse of what KJ could do, right? It's on the road. Now, it's not anywhere near the hostile environment. Obviously, at that time, the capacity was at like 15%. You couldn't fill up to 15 or 25%, whatever it was. And then, now you've got the cowbells, and Mississippi State is honestly a pretty good football team. They've got 9-3 written all over them. I think they can do that. They might surprise people. I don't know. I'm pretty impressed with them. They're doing well. Leach is doing well. But it kind of feels like maybe that was that huge confidence booster of a game. The 2 picks suck. I wish they hadn't happened, but they did. But I think he'll be fine. If he needs a little bit of maturing, right, well, then maybe he's learning from this moment and, being a better team player, right, or whatever was going on. I have no idea. I don't know what Gary said, but it got deleted. What did Gary Davis say? Hornsby passing isn't where it's supposed to be. This far into his career. It's not. He doesn't deliver a pretty ball. He doesn't. But we saw him a couple of times Saturday get the ball where it needed to be. So Ty, what's up, Shahid Mustafa? How you doing, man? Ty, should we start Hornsby the next game? No, not if KJ's ready to go. No, if KJ's ready to go, you got to play KJ. I love KJ, but is Malik a better fit for the system? Decision making is a little bit more wild than KJ's is. KJ tends to overthrow instead of underthrow, and it results in interceptions. Although I got to say, when I've seen him miss, he's missing like KJ. He was overthrowing both the receiver and the defensive back. We saw him kind of underthrow, and he also threw into double coverage. Not that KJ doesn't do those things, Not that he doesn't do those things. He's lucked out. Some DBs have dropped some balls. Absolutely. I am pro. What's going on, man? Yo, Ty, just joining. I'm not on any Fire Sam train. Far from it. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't have feelings of Chad Morris era flashbacks during this last game, especially on defense. I hear you. I think they are. It is reminiscent of Chad Morris era defense. It is. I would even argue the offense at times has been head scratching. The difference being, we know why. A big reason why why the defense is so bad, right? We know we have a pretty good the injuries have stockpiled. I mean, they have, and I am someone and I said this in a Saturday Night Live Discord, or a Discord live on Discord. I said, you can't look to Catalan and tell me that his injury is why what happened to this defense, right? I was unaware that they had two other injuries in the secondary. I didn't know that. So I was wrong in saying that, but still, that was the rhetoric we were hearing. Oh, well, Catalan's out. They're just in trouble. I said Saturday night, that says a lot about what's going on with your quality of depth in your secondary. Odom's been here for 3 years. You would expect him to be able to kind of take that punch to the gut a little bit and be able to somewhat recuperate that. Well, they haven't been able to. You still got guys starting that, you got a couple of walk-ons starting in your secondary. And Hudson Clark, to be fair, moving over to middle safety was the right move. I think he looked great. There's a couple of pieces out there that are just head scratchers. Why are these guys out there? What's going on with recruiting? And I think, too, we completely underestimated the losses in the secondary. Joe, say what you want about Fouché and Brooks. I know everyone's upset. They left. They went to the enemy. They went to LSU. I get it. But they did it, and they're there, and they're doing their thing down there. I think we completely undervalued those two. We undervalued Mo Brown, right? And again, you combine that with Slusher being banged up, with Catalan. They've had Trent Gordon, who's supposed to be a backup nickel's been dealing with injuries too off and on throughout his career here. And then you lost Bishop. So while I get the comparison to Chad Morris was just bad because he was bad. We at least understand, and I'm not trying to make excuses for Barry Odom. I get it. There are people who want him gone now. I'm not on that train. I think that's just right now, definitely not in the middle of the year. You're crazy if you want to do that in the middle of the year. Let them finish this thing out. Let's reassess where we're at after game 12, right? After Mizzou, let's reassess. Let's figure out what we're doing. Let's take another look at some of these extensions, right? Before you start handing out more extensions and more pay and all this. They'll have to address the situation accordingly, right? But at least we understand why they're in the situation that they're in. And some of it does go back to recruiting. Some of it does go back to, did they get enough guys out of the portal? Dwight McLaughlin, I know he got beat, once or twice Saturday, but he has been mostly pretty damn good. Latavius Brenny, I think he missed some tackles. Look, these guys aren't going to be perfect. They're going to make mistakes. But I think he's been present at the very least. Landon Jackson on the defensive line is coming along. Dominic Johnson, Drew Sanders. There are things good and bad that they were able to accomplish in the portal. I think we just completely undervalued Mo Brown, Brooks, and Fouché. And Slusher, too, to an extent. I think Slusher, when he's out there, even though he got beat pretty bad against Alabama, golly, man, he really struggled in that game. Is it Bama, or am I thinking of another game? Sorry, these games are starting to blend together. But, yeah, we're undervaluing these losses. Arkansas doesn't have the quality depth to absorb all these losses. They just don't, even with the new additions, right? They're just not there yet. Too many scholarships for receivers, not enough for DBs. That could be a very good argument, actually, Gary. If KJ misses an overthrow, then it's way off. Yeah, he does. I think that's by design. I think he does that because he doesn't want to throw an interception. He doesn't want to throw an INT. Hey, make sure you guys slap the like button. I'd love to see us at least break 20, please. Ty, the biggest problem I see is Odom. that dang three-man front. Listen, again, they're so depleted in the secondary. No TFLs. I asked Dudley Dawson that. I asked him what surprised him more, Malik Hornsby's performance or no TFLs. He was stunned by the no TFLs. I think that's the first time in 5 or 6 years that's happened here. And it's pretty astonishing. And they did. That was mostly because they only brought 3 at the same time against an offense like this that's so explosive. They felt like, well, we just got to drop everybody back. We got to drop everyone back in coverage, and I fully understand that. I get it. I wish they would have brought a little bit more. I wish they would have brought more blitzes. I wish they would have brought a fourth guy. And the one time they did bring pressure, Will Rogers got a little shook. I don't know, man. Is it game planning? Is this all on Odom? I don't know. Going back to the offense, though. I know everyone wants to talk about the defense. There is hope. And I don't know if a lot of you gave me your final 6. If you haven't, please do. I want to read those really quick. I'm gonna start shutting this thing down here in a little bit. But if you haven't given me your 6, go ahead and shoot them my way. I'm curious where you guys are at. Final 6 games. If I missed them, I apologize. I'm scrolling up here, and I'm not seeing. Oh, there we go. There's a few. Here we go. I did miss them. Rhett says we're going 6-0. Richard Baker says 1-5. Montario Knight 4-2. Ash says 4-2. Manny says 5-1. Wow. Be great. I don't know if that's supposed to be your name. I apologize. 4-2. Okay. Hey, what's up, Hoyt? How you doing, man? Oh, by the way, the Patreon front page, this front page here. Hang on. That needs to be updated. Yeah, I've got month of September. I need to change that out. That's my bad. I do have the month of September for the Patreon, and there are several that were added, and I'll make sure you guys get added on there. That's my fault. Completely forgot about it. That's on me. My bad. Ty, I think Arkansas wins out, maybe loses 1. Okay, that was Josh. I did read that. Sup, Ty, finally recovered from Saturday. When are we going to see Dominic Johnson? Is he hurt? No, he's not. He's not. He was out there practicing. He was out there moving full speed. Not even a green jersey. No braces on either knee. No, he was out there practicing. I don't know what's going on. CFB with Ash says Malik Hornsby the future. If he stays, we can build the offense around him because you could tell on Saturday that some of those plays weren't meant for KJ. Yeah. Is there anyone else? John Everett says 5-1. Brooks Jones 6-0. Shooter Race Gaming says 3-3. Fishman 2-4. Well, a lot of 5-1s, 4-2s, and a few 6-0s. Brady says 4-2. Okay. John Haas says 0-6, possibly 1-5. Wow, Haas has them out of bowls. That's not even. You don't think they make a bowl at all, Haas? The comment section after this is going to come after you. That's how this works. They come after you. I hope they're specific because sometimes I don't realize they're talking to the chat. I think they're coming at me, and I'm like, bro, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, no, I was talking to your live chat, so just be ready. And remember, you're a mod. YouTube will it's not up to me at that point. YouTube will come after you if they think you've crossed any lines or any quote-unquote hate speech. Yeah, Red, I've got you down at 6-0. Yeah, all right. I said that Sunday I was going to reevaluate where I thought Arkansas was at. I did say if you held a gun to my head, and this is what I did not finish my sentence from earlier. I said if you held a gun to my head Saturday night and forced me to make a decision, I would pull Arkansas out of bowl contention. Now, it doesn't mean I don't think they win any more games. I'm going to wait until after BYU to make that guess if whether or not I think they make a bowl game. And yeah, it'll be easier, right? Because you've had that 7th game, you've had that tough road game at BYU. I got to tell you, they asked Sam about that today, and he said it was unusual this late in the year to be traveling that far for a non-conference opponent, and he's exactly right. They have no business playing BYU on the road in Utah in the middle of freaking October. There's no reason for that. And I know someone's going to say, well, they got to come here. I don't care. You're an SEC school. I don't care that BYU's had some success and they've been ranked and, they've had these players drafted. They've been more relevant than us. I don't give a damn. I don't care. So have a lot of teams. It doesn't mean you should go play them this late in the year especially. Why are you playing at BYU? Well, they played Notre Dame. Yeah, they played Notre Dame at their house. I don't know if that's a home-at-home game. Maybe it is. I don't know. I just don't think an SEC school in the month of October has any business going to, well, the other way around. I don't think they have any business hosting us. No, forget that. They can come here, which they will next year, I think. That's next year, yeah. It's not one of those goofy, like they come back 2 years later thing. But I absolutely hate that they're playing this game on the road this late in the year. I do. I hate it. And even Pittman said today it's unusual. Everywhere he's been, he said that's unusual. That's stupid. I'll just say it. People predicting a winning record from here out. Bah ha ha ha. Bah ha ha ha. What a joke. I love the Hogs, but join reality, folks. Fish, they're allowed their opinion, my man. I mean, they may think you're silly, and if you're wrong, they're going to come back for you. Just know that. They're allowed their opinion. I don't know if they go bowling or not right now. I'm on the fence. Fishman is a turd. I'm going to allow that. That's pretty funny. That was pretty good, Fishman. He called you a turd. Don't get too upset. Notre Dame chickened out on us. Yeah, they did. BYU will be a huge game for us. Winning will give us some much-needed momentum headed back into SEC play. It is a huge game. I just absolutely hate that we have to go there this late in the year. It's stupid. It's stupid. A non-conference game. It's dumb. I hope I'm wrong, Ty. I hope you're wrong too. I hope after BYU I have a little bit more. I mean, this is someone's gonna say, and someone already said this in our Discord. Josh French said this in our Discord, and I like Josh. This Josh. I like this Josh. Let me be clear. But he said that some people are living in the moment by picking Arkansas out of a bowl game, and I'm just gonna counter with, yeah, but it's definitely at the table. Not going to a bowl game is at the table. In fact, losing out is at the table. Again, I don't think that happens. I think they win some games, plural. I think they have at least a game or two in them. So maybe not solid plural, but almost plural. I'm almost there. I don't know yet. I don't know. Like I said, BYU will tell me everything I need to know. I think that'll probably be my game. Like, okay, yeah, all right. BYU defense, sus. Their offense, they're going to have to score about 45. Why don't you like me, Ty? No. You know what Josh I'm talking about. Big Pig. Is it Josh Big Pig in our Discord. Not a fan. Not a fan. He's been tame lately, though. He's been a lot more quiet. Had to clarify this, Josh. Laugh out loud. If you aren't in the Discord, you need to join it. Who are you in Discord, Brady? You're in our Discord? All right. The hope on offense, and this is how I'm going to we're going to close this thing out. The hope on offense is the run game. And I hinted to this before. I think I did Saturday night. I can't remember. I know I did in the Discord live, or was that a Marco Polo conversation? See, I talk too much in too many different places, and I forget what I say and where I say it. But I do think the hope, it absolutely is in the offense. That's where the hope is for this offense. The fact that this rush attack is still one of the best in the country. Now, here's what doesn't make sense, and I tweeted this today. Arkansas is ranked 24th in the country in total offense. They average 462 yards a game, 6 yards per play. That's better than Mississippi State. That's better than Michigan. That's better than Utah, Arizona, a lot of hype around them. Texas, Penn State, KU, who finally loses a game. Wake Forest, who we've heard about their offense. Baylor, Oklahoma. Ooh, Oklahoma. It's not much of a feat, is it? Top 25 in total offense in yards per game, yet Arkansas scoring offense is 72nd in the country, averaging just 29.5 points. For the first time this year, they're under 30 points a game. And why is that? Oh, I don't know. Red zone play has been atrocious. They are terrible in the red zone. They're 116th. They have 26 red zone attempts with just 15 touchdowns. They're turning the ball over. They're fumbling at the one. I'm pretty sure they've thrown at least 2 picks in the red zone, or 1 or 2. They're turning the ball over. They're losing on 4th down. I can't figure out what the hell is wrong with this team in the red zone. This offense should be built to crush in the red zone. That was one of the biggest benefits to the veer and shoot, to his version of the RPO and the way he runs it. When they go high tempo, the faster they go. Is that tripping you out? Is that when I do it different places on the microphone? Like, that's what this offense, that's supposed to be a strength, because they're able to run the damn ball. They're still a top 12, I think, top 10, top 12 rushing offense. You're one of the best in the country at running the football. The offensive line is dominant in the run block game when you're talking about scheming there. What is going on? You're scoring only 73% of the time. Again, it's 116th in the country. Just 4 field goals made, along with just 15 total touchdowns out of 26 attempts. This is horrible. In fact, it's so bad, it's the worst in the SEC. By a few spots. Now, the good news here is BYU also struggles in the red zone. They have 25 attempts, and they have just 14 total touchdowns. So they're not much better, but they have 5 field goals made. Florida State's in that category too. Not completely shocked there. But they have got to get this thing straightened out. And it starts by finishing off drives, and you do that by having success, finding success, getting points in the red zone. Oh, that's Blavo? Brady Laveau is Blavo? I didn't know that. Oh, my bad. Did you change your name? Ty, keep talking, and I'm going to shoot my... Well, don't do that, John. I'm not going to... Don't do that, John Everett, please. I hope you're kidding. I'm sure you're kidding. I know these are not great numbers, but here's what's great. And I know the numbers don't tell the whole story, guys. Please don't. I know someone's going to come along. I've already had stats don't matter people. I've had them in my chat before. Shut up. They tell part of the story. Quit acting like the numbers don't tell you something. They absolutely tell you part of the story. You know what I'm reading here? You're 24th in total offense. 462 yards a game. 6 yards per play. That's the highest through the first 6 games Arkansas's had in like a while, since the Brett Bielema era. And I don't know that he ever broke the top 25 in total offense and yards per play. They're capable. They've just got to finish off drives and be more productive in the red zone. Get points. Stop turning the ball over. I know. What a genius concept that is. Incredible. Have to be more, have to be prepared, right? It's all about scheming. What do we do when we get in the red zone? I mean, teams have set plays that they have mapped out in the red zone. Does Arkansas? What are they doing in the red zone? What are they doing? But they're averaging 6 yards a play, and that's big. Every 2 plays is a first down. Didn't you post we were 117th in the red zone? I did. I did today, as a matter of fact, on Twitter. This old modern offenses are spreading teams out and pushing the ball downfield like Tennessee. And Tennessee, boy, that's going to be an interesting ball game on Saturday. I would say if that game was in Birmingham with a healthy Bryce Young, I'm taking Bama by at least a score. Boy, I don't know. Ooh. This is a huge weekend for college football. This is a big weekend for Arkansas football. Make no mistake about it. This is it, man. This is Game 7. You get ready for your bye. Then you're on the road and you finish up your last difficult. Now I think Mizzou. I don't know, man. The jury's out on Mizzou. But your last difficult game, which I'm going to say Auburn's difficult because no matter who the hell their coach is, they've got Arkansas's number. Just like, what did I say about A&M? What did I say about A&M? You could be better than A&M. I don't know this year how much better Arkansas is than A&M right now. I don't know. They've looked kind of decent, actually, at some points in the year. And then other points, they look terrible. But I think Arkansas is better than A&M. I do. I think they're better, and you still lost that game. Auburn gives me the same vibes. I think it has something to do with probably having more talent on their roster and just being able to beat you man to man. I mean, Arkansas just doesn't have that kind of talent, no matter who the hell's coaching Auburn. That's just the truth of it. Or A&M. They just have the talent to lean back on. Arkansas is going to have to focus on scheming, finding weaknesses, be a little bit more prepared in those areas. We'll see. But BYU is to me feels like if you really want to make the case, those of you who are still super optimistic, this has got to be the game. Because if you can't win at BYU, Auburn, I'm definitely not going to feel too comfortable about, even if you're coming out of a bye, where you are coming out of a bye week in that game. Liberty's tough, man. I don't think Liberty's going to be as simple as people think. LSU is way better than I thought they would be. Ole Miss is way, way better than I thought they would be. And Mizzou's at least tougher than I thought they would be. I don't know if they're better necessarily, but they're tougher. They're not getting their asses beat. I mean, they should have beaten Georgia at home. And they gave Florida, say what you want about Florida, but they gave them a game on the road down in the swamp where Utah, top 15 ranked Utah, went down there and got their asses whooped. I'm just saying, there are no easy games left. But BYU, this is your, it's a mismatch in the run game for them. Here's your moment, okay? All right, I'm going to go finish cooking dinner. I do appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. To Patreon supporters, the next time I go live, I will have that September screen up and running for you. Yeah, I will. Dudley Dawson's going to be with me on Thursday on HogvilleNet YouTube to get us prepared for BYU. I'm curious what he has to say about this matchup between the Hogs and the Cougars. So, thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you for slapping the like button. If you're not in Discord, get in there. If you want to join Patreon, that link is provided for you down below. I'll see you guys later. Woo pig.